Hello Valley viewers, thank you for tuning in. By the thumbnail and title, you probably know what my theory is. Colby and Hartley are related, half-siblings to be exact. And no, not Jake and Amy being related to Hartley too, just Colby. Let me explain. Colby is the only member of the Maddens family with multiple powers. So why don't his siblings Jake and Amy have multiple powers too? Because Colby has a different mother than them. Yep. I think Eva isn't actually his mom, and Hartley and Colby have the same mom. Colby only got his first power after months when he turned 13. But not for Jake and Amy. Now let's move on to the resemblance. When you are born, you get most of your genes from your mother's side, and in my opinion, I don't see a resemblance between Colby and Eva at all. Colby doesn't really look like any of his siblings either. Yeah, in real life the actors in the show aren't related at all. So of course they wouldn't look alike, but hey, wouldn't they have casted actors that actually look alike for the show? Or did they do this on purpose? Just imagine you never heard of or seen the characters of TVOVV before. Then, someone shows you a picture of the core for and asks you to guess which kid Colby is related to. And let's all be real and honest here. Most would choose Hartley. We've seen on screen Hartley's and Colby's relationship grow, and they really do act like siblings. They have little arguments and bicker back and forth, and for some reason, Colby and Hartley have been getting more screen time together. Hartley really seems like an older sister to Colby. Now speaking of Hartley, we barely know anything about Hartley's past. We don't even know the girl's last name. In the very first episode of the show, Hartley and Amy's first interaction went like this.
You look really familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
Does anyone else find it odd how not any other character, for example, Milo, the obsessed superhero fanboy, did not even recognize Amy? Not even Amy, Havoc's nemesis, could recognize her. It seems like Hartley spent a lot of time with them when she was young if she could recognize Amy that quickly. Maybe number 3 Colby wasn't born yet and it was just number 1 Jake. Number 2 Amy and Hartley seeing each other. That's why Hartley didn't recognize Colby. But let's move to the part of how Hartley would know them. Maybe Craniac, Vic, and Hartley's mystery mom knew each other and something happened between them. You're probably wondering, how could Craniac and Hartley's mom possibly have some sort of connection? Because Hartley's mom was a superhero, and Craniac and Hartley's mom met way back while Craniac was still a superhero, the Silver Flame. And now you're probably wondering, how and where could have they met? Well, during the same battle Silver Flame and Serge Eva first met. How? You ask again. Well, during the Season 2 episode Family Secrets, Vic said this.
20 years ago, my brother and I were battling.
Some villains, when I spotted this beautiful vision.
Mrs. Madden.
No, a sunset. Vic saw a sunset during that battle, but that wasn't just any sunset. It was actually a person, a superhero. Hartley's mom's superhero name was Sunset. That kind of explains why Hartley reminds people of the sun. Anyway, during that battle, Silver Flame was torn between 2 women he was in love with and would want to spend the rest of his life with. A fellow superhero named Sunset, or a supervillain named Surge. Well, in the next battle Silver Flame had, he chose Surge, but he still remained in contact with Sunset. That's how Hartley, Sunset's daughter, and number 1 and number 2 Craniac and Surge's children met when they were young. Hartley already had a dad, a mystery dad, and maybe something happened to him and he died, but we'll explore this topic a little more later. Then, Sunset and Craniac had a secret relationship. That's when number 3 Colby was born. Craniac and Surge have a special bond. They would never keep secrets from each other. That's why Craniac came clean to Surge and told her about his secret relationship with Sunset, and that he was having a baby with her. But maybe there's a reason why Hartley stopped seeing them. With number 3 already being born, something happened to Sunset. Maybe she died too. So, number 3 had to live with his dad Craniac in Centropolis, and Hartley was sent to live with her only blood relative, her grandmother Celia in Valley View, Texas. The 2 siblings were separated, never seeing each other again. Hartley was so young when her parents died. She barely had any memory of them, not even the villains she used to see either. Celia knew Hartley's mom was a superhero, and that she had another child in Centropolis. Celia felt bad that Hartley never really knew her mom. Celia wanted to tell Hartley the story of Hartley's mom, but she didn't want to risk putting her family's life in danger, so she only told Hartley that her mom loved superheroes. That's why Hartley grew to love them too. Also, isn't it a coincidence how the Maddens could have moved and hidden anywhere else? But they chose Valley View. That's because it wasn't a coincidence. We all know how Vic really didn't want to move to Valley View, maybe because he didn't want to have that type of awkward interaction with Celia because he had a thing with her daughter. Plus, anyone else notice how Celia is always picking on Vic? Anyway, the reason the villains moved to Valley View anyway is because they knew they would need some familiar help. And to back up my half-sibling theory even more, Celia said this in Season 2 episode Vases, Volcanoes, and the Green-Eyed Monster.
Only 2 people get to call me Grandma, Hartley, and somebody I'm not at liberty to talk about.
Based on Hartley's reaction, she has nitrogen monoxide idea what Celia is talking about. Even Amy has zero clue, but with Ava's reaction, she seems to know who Celia is referring to. Colby, also. Some of the evidence I've recruited explains why only half the time Hartley could control the super speed Colby gave her in the Season 2 episode Power Hungry, because Hartley's only half superhero. She had half of the power to control it, so that evidence most likely leads to Hartley's mystery dad being only a regular person. Maybe he got killed because he knew the secret of Hartley's mom being a superhero, and the reason why Hartley is still alive is because Sunset was still pregnant with her, so she got spared. Also, maybe why we don't know a lot more about Hartley's past is because my theory might be true. They're waiting to drop a hugaboomshell, a major plot twist. It could even be a plot to a whole season. So yeah, I really hope my theory makes sense. Or this is going to be awkward. And those of you who ship Hartley and worry about this theory coming true, don't worry. Hartley and Amy sharing a half-sibling doesn't affect the Hartley ship at all. Amy and Hartley would have zero blood relation, so it would still be alright to ship them. Thank you for taking your time and listening to my theory, and if you have any of your own theories, fourth villains of Valley View, please feel free to share in the comments. Seriously, I would love to hear them. Have an amazing day.